Hello and welcome back, YouTube, to another book review from me, your humble host, Logan Albright. I'm currently stranded in the city of Atlanta, or outside of the city of Atlanta in an undisclosed location because Southwest Airlines is having a complete meltdown and I can't get home from after Christmas. So I'm actually in my father's house, in my childhood home, in my old bedroom, as you can see from all the books around me. And isn't that nice? And while I'm here, I thought I'd do a book review for you of a book I just finished. It is yet another entry in my beloved Penguin science fiction classic series that I keep raving about. And this one is Cat's Cradle by Kurt Vonnegut. Now, I've always heard good things about Kurt Vonnegut. He's always praised. He's always kind of taught in high school literature classes. I've never really read him before. I attempted to read Slaughterhouse-Five when I was a teenager, and I couldn't get into it. I just wasn't interested, and I put it down without finishing it. But I've always heard that Kurt Vonnegut is the guy to read, and he's got tons of books. So I picked up Cat's Cradle last time I was in the UK with this nice series, with these beautiful artwork and this nice cover design, because I wanted to read something by him. And this one is a book that I had heard of before. I was aware of the central MacGuffin of the book, which is Ice-9, this chemical compound or version of ice that if it touches any water molecule, it instantly freezes and then spreads across the entire world, freezing all the adjacent water molecules. I knew about that, and I knew roughly how the book ended just through hearing these things in popular culture, but I didn't know anything else about the book. So I thought I'd read it. It's quite short, and I really enjoyed it. It's Vonnegut's a very witty writer. I wouldn't say this book is really laugh out loud funny, but it's definitely clever and it's definitely witty. And his prose is very, very good. He's an excellent writer at the level of like the sentence. He writes great sentences, very economical use of words, and he chooses the right word for the right sentence. So I really think he's very good. The book itself is a strange one. It involves a first-person narrator who is writing a book, and he's trying to write a book about the dropping of the first atom bomb right after World War II. And he's like trying to find out about the scientist who invented the bomb and what the day was like when it was first dropped. And he's interviewing people, and it leads him on this kind of wild goose chase where he's interviewing people all over the country, and he's trying to track down the inventor's family and people who knew him. And he ends up on this trip to this kind of island republic, this dictatorship called San Lorenzo, and he becomes indoctrinated in this new religion founded by someone named Bakunin. So it's Bakunanism. I'm not actually sure how to pronounce it, but it's something like Bakunanism. And it's sort of a satirical religion that states that basically there's no such thing as truth and the only thing valuable is lies. And so there's a lot here, and it's like it, and then the scientist in question has invented this thing called Ice-9, and that's a threat to the world because if it gets out, it freezes the entire water supply of the world and basically kills everyone. So there's a lot going on here. It's a very strange book. It doesn't have a straightforward plot at all. It's sort of a meditation on, I don't know, it's called on the back cover, it's called a Cold War satire, and that's a very good way of putting it, because it's sort of a meditation on the end of the world and doomsday machines, weapons that are capable of mass destruction, of destroying mankind. It's sort of a satire on religion and politics a little bit, the interaction between religion and politics. But none of this is very on the nose. You know, it's a little bit, these are kind of obscure, oblique themes to the book. And it's really just this, the story of this guy going through and talking to all these different people and learning about this different religion and finding out all this interesting stuff about this inventor and what his life was like. So I don't really know how to categorize it. It's sort of funny. It's sort of a satire. It's sort of a science fiction book. And the plot is not at all straightforward, but it's very interesting. It makes me wonder how someone would have like come up with a book like this. You know, the ideas contained within it don't naturally lend themselves to one another. It seems like it would take an immense amount of creativity to write a book like this. It's not just following a plot from point A to point B to point C. It's all these interconnected themes that are coming together to kind of talk about just the state of society in the 20th century and looking at little island republic dictatorships and looking at war and weapons of mass destruction and looking at religion and looking at science and progress. And there's all these different themes that are kind of woven in, but it's all done very subtly. So I don't know. I really liked it. I thought it was a lot of fun. It's a little bit depressing in that it deals with these very heavy issues that kind of characterized the middle of the 20th century, this meditation on the end of the world and the end of humanity and, our propensity to destroy ourselves. That's a little bit dark, but there's also a lot of humor in the book, and it's a lot of kind of a fun read, and it's very quick and easy read. It's only about 230 pages in this edition, so I got through it fairly quickly. But I don't know. I'm not sure if I will check out more Vonnegut in the immediate future, but I did enjoy this one a lot. So if you are a fan of his, I would appreciate if you'd let me know in the comments below what other books of his I should read, because there's a lot of them, and there's a big selection to choose from. Like I said, I wasn't super into Slaughterhouse-Five when I tried to read it many years ago. Maybe I would appreciate it now more, but I think if I do go back to him, I will not be choosing Slaughterhouse-Five. I'll probably pick another one of his novels to read. So please let me know your thoughts on Vonnegut and his other works, and what I should be looking for next if I decide to go down this road and read more of his work, because I would appreciate that. And if you enjoyed my little review, such as it was, I don't know that it was much of a review, but me talking about a little conversation about Cat's Cradle. If you enjoyed it, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I could always use more subscribers, and it's nice to have you here. We can talk about books together. And while I'm stranded in Atlanta and not able to get home, I'm going to be reading books until the beginning of the new year at least. So I'd like to hear your thoughts, and we can have a little conversation. Won't that be nice? Until next time, though, thanks so much for watching. I've been your host, Logan Albright, and I will catch you next time.